Welcome to the Real Double Dose Channel broadcast station, focused on the real reels of real life, love, growth, and of course, elevation within all levels. RDDC is exactly the place where anyone can discover more depth, love, light, and clarity within themselves, and elevate from other people's walks of life, conversations, and questions, along with deeper insights. So tune in and be a part of the Double Doses with Lexus T and RDDC.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming at you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is live. For any show requests or feedback, anything under the sun that you can think of, or almost think of, get at us at Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com. That's yandex.com. And don't worry, we're going to have another rollout for a different email sequence for the Lex Effect coaching. Yes, rolling it out to really elevate. I know Angela Heck and different variations of our team have been telling me in some outside sources that they really don't have a way to sign up with me to get the complete transformation they're looking for beyond. And it's been on purpose as well, but I'm getting that fixed so you can get a direct for that. Any inquiries on that too we'll have, but Real Double Dose channel at yandex.com still works for that. And the episodes where people want to come on for more interviews and different other ones, we'll be rolling that out as well. Remember to check out realdoubledosechannel.blogspot.com for any kind of updates that we're going to be having with the future of our different guests and so much, and different ones you can find out about them as well. We're going to have also a feature page at www.realdoubledosechannel.com for those wonderful new guests and the updated ones coming. Thank you for everyone on the team, our new social media part-time manager on different platforms, and so much more. And always HVH on Fridays. Yes, we get it, we got it. And now I'm on a different kind of recording. I was doing Zoom, so if you've listened to some in the past, I've definitely had my ups and downs with what was going on when it came down to the audio itself. And, you know, I gotta try different things. I like Zoom for many other reasons. I don't know why I've been continually on the subscriptions, although sometimes it helps take out breaths and different other stuff if you ever want to get on the enlightenment path of that section. Okay, that kind of technology and other stuff, get your stuff going, whether it be broadcast, podcast, books, and so much more. We're going to be rolling that out with a different kind of ensemble I have at the Lex Effect coaching that'll be rolling out. So it'll let you know the hiccups and the things to avoid, and some things you never will. Sometimes it just makes it that much more real. Anyhow, let's get on to this. Any other platforms like Stitcher Radio, TuneIn, Spreaker.com, Pandora, Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, of course, hashtag boom, and Podchaser, Podcast Addict, many, many more. Giovanni, I can't, like I said before, I'm not going to get any better at it because I'm still fighting the deprivation of sleep. And that's something my dad had to, God rest his soul, had to go through as well. And I guess I inherited that myself. But we're going to move on. So I really want to get into this segment because it's something that needs to be gotten into, period. And it's something deep that I want. And hopefully no outside distractions come in again. But it seems to be a thing right now until I transition into the state that God would have me and the states that God would have me. Boom. Let's get it. Okay, tú sabes lo que hace. ¿Qué pasó? Hola, ¿cómo está todo mi racita? I just want to say bienvenidos y, gracias para estar aquí conmigo, un ratito, pues. Now, my Spanish is really ensemble, like my friends from Venezuela, different ones, Costa Rica, Ecuador, Honduras, Mexico, of course, always in the house. Colombia, oh, yes, gotta represent. But and my native community as well. I never forget my roots. To all that is. So I just want to say that I know my Spanish could be a little bit better, but like my tia says or my auntie says, when you stop speaking it so frequently, it can be a little bit more, jumbled up. But if I was in Colombia, or if I was in more of a state to where I could actually have that more frequently, even though Hector, Mr. Rivera over here on HVH that airs right now every Friday, he helps me get on that more. So, and sometimes my family and different ones when they call from Colombia, different places and stuff. And my other grandma and abuelita in Mexico too. I miss her. And she was, well, she is the sweetest thing. That was. Okay. So anyway, let's get some context to that. But I want you to also have snippets into the life of Lex. And it's more of a Gabriela effect. That kind of feeling when it comes to a human aspect. Pero I still look at it like, it's something that I have to be able to give as well, so my everydays. I don't want to come on here giving a slice of life. Every dose of it is real double dose. It's God's doses mixed with my doses, and what happens with the the doses itself. Let's get into this because I've been chomping at it, and let me give my best energy. Now this might be small snippets, but I'm here to give jewel drops and different stuff in the system where it can reach to the core. It's not necessarily the length of it, the quantity of the length. It's the quality of the depth that you get, and that's what it is. You could have a whole buffet rolled out and just go up there endlessly, but what are you putting in your body? All kinds of random stuff they threw out there, right? Pero, if you go to a buffet or to a layout of a restaurant that has, quite some delicacies, maybe you don't have an endless spread of just random food thrown at you, but you have the quality of what is given to you, and it makes you feel that much fulfilled and that much more. So let's get into this. I've been waiting to actually throw this out. And roll it out, excuse me. And that is hashtag gods or the extra gods of pain, right? Because we can't forget the DMs. That's what Hector and Angela and I, well, Angela kind of came on later, but that's what we kind of call the, people don't want to say demonic, demon forces, whatever, negative energy, whatever you want to spin on it. We know what it is. And a lot of it has to do with our free will as well. We cannot blame every single thing on that aspect of them being existent, but they do have huge influence because this is their dominion right now until our God says otherwise. So let your test be a testament and a testimony to elevate all those who need elevation. So this is your girl, and let's roll it out. So the little notes that I have right now, sorry about that. It is, having a little bit of throat issues. It's called hashtag the extra gods of pain. But we're going to call it right now for the simple fact of not having all that. The gods of pain. And it's simple as this. The god of hurt, the god of infidelity, the god of infertility, abuse, drugs, gossip, sexual immorality, and more, etc. Let's go through that again. The gods of pain, right? The extra gods of pain, right? Around this other carnality. The gods of hurt, the gods of infertility, the gods of infidelity, kind of a little disordered, the gods of abuse, drugs, gossip, sexual immorality, and more. Now, we're not going to get into every synopsis of this, but I want to ask you a question. This is more so a setup for you to converse with me. How is your day going? How do you feel right now? I mean, in this moment, how are you doing, my lovely RGDC family and newcomers? How do you feel, and how did you feel waking up? Or if you're going to bed right now, because I know you guys are all over the world, thank you. How do you feel right now going to bed? What has your day been like? What's going on inside of your emotional vibration? Has anyone said anything to upset you? Has anything happened to knock you off your rocker? Or maybe someone gave you a compliment today, or maybe even get you a rose or an extra cup of tea, or wherever you are. Did someone go and help you plant some flowers, or just remind you of just how amazing you are? Well, if that didn't happen yet or still to come, I want to say you are amazing. I pray that you have a wonderful day and night. And I appreciate you breathing and listening, because right now I can see your faces. Even though you don't understand how that is, I'll have to teach you some deep forms of being able to not astral project, but be able to flow within the spirit and see reality like the TV that God made it be, that we can tune in and tap into each other. The different eyes and shapes of faces and beautiful complexions. It's all there right now. So I want to give you that peace, if nothing else is giving it to you. Because, I mean, I'm telling you, it's a battle. Dealing with the peace that's not there. Oh, let's get in a whole other conversation. And you have to. I mean, even with my family, quote, relative issue, Maddox, and different things go on, I kind of keep myself solitude from that. I'll show up for the get-togethers, bring the whole spread, clean up everything, and lay it out. But let me alone after that. Just let me be in me. My family is with the creator of all things, and the angelic realms that I hope and deeper to find even more seeking on once I get the toxicity from within the life. But peace is not finding it within the peace. You have to find it also within the chaos itself. Because if you wait for every storm to be over to find your peace, baby, you'll never have peace in your life, because the storms will never be over on this earth until we go home to the one that gave us breath. Amen. So this right here, I know I had to swallow my pride there. I was just kidding. I have some water and some different kind of like crushed Crystal Light type. Not Crystal Light, but crushed packets. Like the sugar-free little drink packets you have. And it's been pretty good. It's pretty tasty. It's a cherry. Oh, that hit. But I'm kind of excessive. I'll buy a whole lot of them. I know this is going off subject a little bit, but I'll buy a whole lot of them. And I'm like, let me just do it just in case the craving doesn't go away. And by the time they actually arrive, the craving's kind of subtle. But they come in handy, especially for another option. I need to let that alone and drink more lemon and lime water. And that is my next kill to get the holistic journey I need overall. But let's get back into this. What that was actually a part of everything we got going on. It's part of life. It's a slice of life. It's a part of everyday life that we're going through. I hope you had a nice breakfast or dinner or whatever you're dreaming of right now. And otherwise, let's look at this. What are the gods of pain in your life? Is it the hurt? Well, obviously we are going to feel that physical, emotional, mental, spiritual hurting. Is it infidelity of a partner that happened, or maybe you're cheating yourself? Yeah, you can be infidelity with yourself too. Don't get it twisted. What about infertility? The gods of infertility. And I don't mean to go over there and be worshiping idols and all kinds of stuff. I'm not saying that go find and rush some deity. Let's get that clear right now. God is the only God of the infinite universe. And wherever your beliefs are, that's fine. You can keep it to where you need to, respectfully. But I'm not saying go speak to some shaman or somebody else or some fortune teller or card reader about getting that. I'm speaking about what has been it for you. And let me get to the trajectory of where I'm going to with this. A god of abuse and drugs and gossip, the sexual immorality, the people who have porn addiction, the different things going on in their mind that shouldn't, the ones that hurt little ones that shouldn't, who have put their qualms upon that. And I call them gods because anything that controls us more than the free will that we have to become the gods that we are upon this earth. Yes, I said it. If you don't like it, rewind it. So you can hear it clearly. We are the gods upon this earth, but we're not the God and the creator of all things. You see what I'm saying? Now, we are the creator of all things when it comes down to our own imaginations and our own creativity, but we still have to give it to the creator that gave us breath to be animated and alive and have that journey. Give respect where it's given to. We're so quick to say honor our grandparents and our parents, but what about what comes above all that? What gave us the opportunity to be here and beat millions of sperm to that egg to get here? No matter how you think life is or how you see yourself, you're here, baby. If you're listening to this right now, even came across it, you're here. Okay, and I'm happy that you're here, right? Someone somewhere is always wishing for the life that you have or would trade places with you in an instant, even though the reality that they have is their reality. So bless up and just remember, I don't care if you're on the phone listening to it from a cardboard box. Somebody would take that gladly, especially if they're in a situation they really want to get out of. So what are we serving with that? I had to look at myself and say that when I was getting hurt and going through the pains that I did with certain individuals, right? Not a Lex effect factor right there, but we're talking about, let's just say the Gabriela effect, right? Legal name here. In between the names, I mean, hey, also having the Latino culture, I have like 20 different names, but hey, you can always find them in the legality of who I am. So I'm just saying, it's not some phantom fictitiousness going on here, but it's okay. Be what you need to be. 20,000 labels, just keep it authentic all the way through. So I'm just saying, like, when it comes down to it, don't hold on to that and say, well, why am I not having a good relationship? Okay, we're going to go for the god of infidelity. Why am I cheating myself out of this, and that? Why am I not having a good relationship with such and such? Well, it's all inner evaluation. It's all where you are and what you allow. God rest my sister's soul. Marcela had told me, people only get away with what you allow them to. And that's for us too. if you sense something or know something or whatever else it is, take a step back. We have to stop being so afraid to step up and do something. We have to stop being irritated with that. And I'm going to have a part 2 to this because I want to give it to you in breakdowns. So it might be a back-to-back feeling or not, but it's something good because we can't hit all those qualms, and I'm not going to rush it out of here. So we're probably going to wrap this up here in a few minutes to get to part 2 here shortly. But I just want to be able to tell you that it's more than what we make it to. And I'm sorry if the mic cord is twisting. That was my fault. If you hear any static, that's me dealing with the mic because I'm rolling out something I used to work with a little bit more, just to give you more clarity and sound and volume control, because those other platforms are not directly made for that. Pero I just want to say, what is the hurt and the God of hurt in your life? So we're going to go right now with the God of pain, hurt, and infidelity, as well as infertility. When we look at those things, we can kind of say to ourselves, well, man, I didn't deserve that. Why am I getting all these different things coming in my life? And I see the static happening, and it's really irritating me. I'm sorry. But we look at that happening, and we say to ourselves, what am I doing to deserve this? I have done nothing but good, or I stay out of people's way, or so. How come I can't get pregnant? Well, think about this as a linkage. We create a lot of the pain that we have for ourselves. And a lot of pain is outside of our control. But if you ever thought about this, if you want to link infidelity and infertility, think about this as another cusp, right? Another dimensional way. Maybe the infidelity, whether it be you cheating on yourself, right? Cheating yourself out of things that you should have or do or be and see, or with a, let's say, relationship at this point. Maybe the infertility is coming because you shouldn't be in that relationship. Now, some people will break themselves down and say, well, I got to have a baby for this person, or it's my da-da-da. No. Maybe it's just not compatible. See, a lot of times, even in the wild kingdom, even the animals can smell on their partners what this animal carries, or the strength and different ones. Even if it's a diseased animal or mammal bird, they can tell who they want their offspring to come by. And they'll reject that partner if they have to, or even reject the seed in the body. And that's amazing, honestly. And a lot of us, we get to a point to where our bodies can also get that mechanism. Some people have been together for a long time. Body's functional, everything. Sperm count up, she's fertile, whatever may happen with the eggs. And then all of a sudden they try, relax. Everything they try on the moon, and it doesn't happen. But then what happens? 6 months later, after they separate, even a year or so, they go with somebody else. Boom, pregnant immediately. And they think, oh, no, it wasn't the design outline of the undesign. You see, the whole understanding of that is not even to break it down from that perspective, but who is the one running your life? What God have you set over that? What God have you set over it? Oh, gosh, golly darn, I hope it's working out fine. I'm just going to say, what God have you set over that? What God have you set over your life? And I want you to take some time and think about that for a minute. What God have you, what hurt have you called God? What pain have you called God? What infertility and infidelity have you called? Because you're giving life to it. You're giving emotion to it. You're getting to the point of where you're sitting here giving it all the juices that it needs to keep flowing. You focus on the infidelity that you either are discovering or happen, and you question yourself of where you are within it. You look at the infertility and you're trying to figure out solutions and teas and vitamins and so forth, and relaxing things and positions, but you're not allowing God, the one true God, to be the direction that you need over your life. We always try to become the many gods of a different claim. Not saying that we're not a different branch off from God, because obviously we're made in his image and likeness. But I want you to look at the fact of where we're going with these things and say, man, how have I allowed that to be? That's your worship. What you focus on, your energy goes, it says, right? So that's also what controls you. And you're creating this deity, right? Deity, not the creator of all things. Let's separate that, because you can never touch base on that one. That's just too infinite, too amazing, too extraordinary, too magnificent, really. Although we're creating these little miniature and mini deities that we're sitting there worshiping. We're giving the energy to them. Oh, I can't, get a good relationship, or I can't get past this hurt. I can't get past these things that happen to me. I don't know what to do. And if I try to find something, I find myself in it. Now, let me give you a snippet about my Madrecita. Madrecita, I will say, or the woman who's giving me the birth here. I noticed some things, not to put energy out there like that, but let's be real. I noticed with her, even getting to know her more over this past decade than I have in my entire lifetime, I've seen things deep down that I wish I'd never saw. And then I see the beauty in things that I've so happy that I've discovered to see. But the ugly outweighs the beauty. And when it comes down to her personal chapter, even though she's going into her 80s soon, I look at the fact where I'm like, man, it's almost like a rewind with a lot of people, not just her, but having a really up close vision of it. It's a rewound chapter of pain, rewound chapter of hurt, the regrets and different so forth. And I'm thinking, man, no matter how much I can heal other people through the grace of God, you can't seem to reach those who are right there under your nose. Either they don't acknowledge or respect, or they just can't get there because they choose not to be there. Or maybe they were just used for the lesson in life as to how you had to get there through their wall of ignorance or different energy or blocking it out. So I will say on this segment, to wrap it up right now for part 1 of the Gods of Pain, which one are you allowing to control your life? Which ones are you allowing to do the detrimentalness of it? And remember, it's always a free will moment. It's always in there. If God doesn't force you to do anything, then how could the devil? How could anything else be? And look at yourself. You have more control than you realize. We give too much power to the devil. We give too much power to the demons that go. And don't get me wrong, they have their forces of supernaturalness, of course. Don't downplay any situation. But you need to start, and we have to, upplay ourselves. What is that? Are we going to allow these things that are under beneath us? Because remember who our Father and them are, right? The Trinity. Remember who we come from. Now, I'm not going to say his and her, or I can say them. I'm not going to say they, because at first I was trying to say more plural, but then I realized most time when you speak about legions of the downside, you say that. So I want to give more respect into the understanding and forgive the qualms of the past. But the masculine energy, right? The feminine still exists because we come from the rib of Adam, right? The first, quote, beings, if you want to call them beings here. So I look at that. Remember who we are. And we are the children, those who accept the love of all that is from the Creator. We are the children of the Most High. So how much more can we create these things to be better, to serve us in our capacities? No, I'm not going through any more pain, but the pain taught me. No, it is okay for me to feel the hurt, because the hurt is remolding and reshaping and keeping my eyes open to remember to not just avoid everything that may hurt, but understand that I can avoid the hurt that's coming that really could set me back even more than I was before. Okay? These are different affirmations of truth that we can embody. Infidelity. I'm not going to cheat myself out of a healthier lifestyle, a healthier being, a healthier mindset. I'm going to make a conscious effort to say things on a positive vibration that I embrace and accept, and start seeing those things as if they are and that they are, instead of just saying them as a word for the day. No palabras así, right? I'm just saying, like, if you want to get there, if you want to have that, I'm not going to allow my partner to do what they want to do behind my back. If you have a dangerous situation, always ask for the help of your local authorities or counselor. Someone reach out to us. Anything you have to have a different line of protection, please, especially if you have children. I know this from a lot of abuse situations that I've dealt with, as well as family, friends, and a lot of people I mentor. It's a very serious situation, so I don't want you to just jump in. Yeah, you have your power, but have your protection as well, extra on this earth as well. Don't. God will not have his people ignorant. I'm just saying. So, but that, I'm going to confront it in an open way, or let this person know, or message them, or tell them, hey, I know what's going on, and not get into that. Not put your energy into just, being all straight with it and wanting to smack somebody or getting upset, but just realize that's not meant for you. It's beneath you. If you're too much for that person's not enough for you. Remember that. If you're too much for that person's not enough for you. And if they feel they had to go elsewhere, it's because it's something inside of them that already went elsewhere. It's not you, baby. Remember that, okay? Infertility. Let's get that infertility. Okay, I'm not pregnant. It's been my 7th miscarriage. Or, man, I'm trying to get my wife pregnant. Different vice versa scenarios. I don't know what's going on. I keep praying about it. But, it's beyond praying. It has to be belief. But it has to be faith first. You have to apply the faith and knowing that it is done. And the belief system is understanding that you do understand and know that it is done. And also saying, hey, have it thy will be. Thy will be done. Like maybe it isn't. Maybe I want my own biological child. Well, really, we come from one source. So even adoption or foster care or being kind to someone could open the fruitfulness. Being open to say the faith of saying, hey, my womb can be open just like the women in the Bible who are, 90s? And some odd years old. I can have these things happen because they are for me and meant for me and the goodness of what I do and serve. This is what we have to understand. So before you put a stamp out on yourself, remember that you have to be the change, feel the passion, and embrace the power of the Spirit within you, around you, and always calling you, like I always say. And we'll get to part 2 of the Gods of Pain. But right now, I want you to sit up on that and, just resonate with your girl Lex and get to it. But I want to give you that right now. And yeah, I love you. And we'll be back with you very, very, very soon.